Hello learners, welcome back to the online learning session. In the previous session, we have covered the two different types of the subsidiary book, that is of the cash journals, out of which we have seen the triple column cash book and the petty cash book, in which we have seen the two forms, that is simple petty cash book and impress system of cash book. So now, as you have been cleared with the cash journals, today we are going to learn the goods journal. And in goods journal, there are four different books. One is purchase book, second is purchase return book, third is sales book, and fourth is sales return book. So in this session, today we'll see only purchase book and purchase return book with the pro formas and one example. So what exactly purchase book? So purchase of goods are entered in a register which is called as a purchase book. And here the ruling is that only credit purchases of goods deal in the firm of raw material or stores used by the firm are entered in the purchase book. Cash purchases are not entered in the purchase book. Also, credit purchases of things other than goods and materials have to be dealt with especially in accounts, and hence these must not be recorded in the purchase book. The total of the purchases book is posted to the debit of purchase account. Names of suppliers appear in the purchase book. Then it strictly avoids recording of cash purchases of goods as well as cash and credit purchases of assets, also any expenses of purchases. So now, as you have been cleared with the meaning of purchase book, there is a pro forma of the purchase book of Sham Enterprises. So here there are 5 columns. First, date column is there, then name of the supplier, that is from whom Mr. Sham Enterprises purchases the raw material, and there will be a inward invoice number. Invoice is a bill of the raw material which has been purchased from the supplier. So he is giving the receipt, that is called as a invoice, and the amount of that particular raw material. And then date wise you can write down in sequential format or chronological order, you can write down all the transactions, and at the end of the month you can do the casting of the purchase book, and you will get the total amount of credit purchases from the particular parties. So as you have been cleared with the pro forma, now we'll see one example. So the example is very simple. Record the following transactions in purchase book for July 2020, and there are 5 transactions which were given. So the first transaction is purchase goods from Ram and Company, rupees 2500 as per invoice number 9. Then on 6th July, bought goods from Suresh, rupees 1000 less 10% trade discount as per invoice number 10. On 15th, bought goods for cash from Sunil, rupees 1000. On 22nd, Sham invoiced goods to us, rupees 800 less 5% trade discount as per inward invoice number 11. Then on 28th, purchase machinery from Balu and Company, rupees 1000 as per invoice number 15. So now here we have to do two things. First, we need to prepare a purchase book of the given trader, and along with that we need to post them into the different ledgers. So as we have already learned the ledgers, the particular ledgers, that is debit and credit side, and each transaction is having two effect, debit and credit. So we need to identify the parties those are going to be recorded in the purchase book, that is all the credit purchases are recorded in the, all the cash purchases are not recorded. So we'll start with the solution of this numerical. So as we have drawn the purchase book pro forma, date, name of the supplier, LF, inward invoice number and amount, and as here are 5 transactions, so we are not requiring more than 5 columns. So starting with first transaction. So in this transaction what happens? Purchased goods from Ram and Company rupees 2500 as per invoice number 9. So here the raw material is purchased and it is a credit purchases. So all the credit transactions are recorded in purchase book. The cash transactions are recorded in cash book. So cash transactions are not recorded here. So we'll enter the first transactions. So first Ram and Company, they have purchased because he is the supplier. So from them we have purchased. So they are the supplier to us. And invoice number is 9 and the amount is 2500. Then on 6 bought goods from Suresh. So now here also we have purchased the goods from whom? From Suresh, and it is a trade discount which is given, that is 10% trade discount, and as per invoice number 10. So on 6th we have from Suresh 1000 minus 10% discount, that is 100, so we have 900 at invoice number 10. Then on 15th bought goods for cash from Sunil. So it is a cash transaction. So cash transactions are not recorded in purchase book. So we are not going to write in purchase book. Then on 22nd Sham invoiced goods to us rupees 800 less 5% trade discount as per invoice number 11. So here we have purchased the raw materials from Sham. So here on 22nd we have Sham, and total 800 rupees goods is purchased and he has given 5% discount. So 800 into 5% 40. So 800 minus 40 we'll have 760. Then the last transaction is purchased machinery from Balu and Company. So machinery is an asset, and always remember one thing, that when we are entering the transactions in purchase book, only credit transactions with respect to the purchases are recorded in purchase book. The cash transactions and the purchase of assets is not included in the purchase book. So now as we have been done with all the transactions putting into the purchase book, now we need to do the tally. So we have to add all the amounts and you will get 4160 as a total. So now as you have been done with entering those transactions into the purchase book, now it's time to post them into the respective ledgers. So how to do? So here you require first the purchase account, the ledger of purchase account. So all the ledgers are similar: debit and credit, date particular JF amount, date particular JF amount, and how those parties, those are there in the name of the suppliers list. We need to open the accounts of these parties. So same ledgers will be prepared like Ram and Company account, Suresh account and Sham account, and we need to do the posting. So how to do the posting? So as you have seen, the posting is like this. This will be the tally. So at the end we need to do this, that is on 31st July we have two entries as per the ledgers, that is 4160. So first we'll do the posting in Ram and Company account. So we have Ram and Company account, and he has been giving you the material. So by purchase account, so we have purchased from Ram. So 1st July purchase account 2500. Then from Suresh we have also purchased, so by purchase account 900. And on 22nd July we have purchased from the Sham account. So as you have been written all the things in the ledgers, we need to do the second effect of these transactions, and second effect we have a combined entry of 1, 2 and 3, two entries as per ledgers. So generally when we are purchasing the raw materials, here if we do the purchase of goods from Ram and Company, so there are two parties involved, one is goods and one is Ram and Company. So goods is coming into the business and Ram and Company is the giver. So as per the rules of debit and credit and the accounting rules, we have goods account debit to Ram and Company, So we can write down to the debit side, that is goods account is the purchase account. Purchase account debit to Ram and Company. So on the purchase account debit we write down the Ram and Company, and on the Ram and Company account credit side we will write by purchase account. And in the same way we have posted the uh, purchase book transactions into respective ledgers. So now you have been cleared with how to enter the transactions in purchase book and how to post them in respective ledgers. Now we'll understand the second important goods journal, that is purchase return book. So what it is, it is also called as return outward book. So a separate book is maintained to record the goods purchased on credit and sent back to the creditor because they do not confirm the specification or some other reasons. So what are the reasons of returning the goods? There are four reasons. One, the goods are not according to the specification. Second, the goods are damaged in transit. Third, goods are of inferior quality. And fourth, goods are more than ordered for. So we'll see the pro forma or the specimen of purchase return book of Mr. Charm Enterprises. It is same like the purchase book. So date, name of the supplier. Here only the difference is where in the place of inward invoice number you have debit note number, and the amount it is same. So now as the point raises debit note number, what exactly a debit note? So when a businessman purchases goods on credit, he gives credit to the supplier's account. When such accounts are returned to the supplier, his credit must be reduced to that extent. So to decrease supplier's credit, businessman debits supplier's account with that amount and send in a note informing that his account has been debited to that extent. Such note is known as a debit note. So for each purchase return entry, we need to do the debit note and we have to send it along with the goods those we have been returned. So now you have been cleared with the purchase return book and the debit note. Now we'll see the pro forma of a debit note. Here the debit note number is given. Then at the center on the top we have the uh, trader, that is the owner who has been having the debit note, and the date, and here the party's name from which we have purchased the raw material. Now we are going to return him. So here the reference must be given, that is the reference of the invoice which already we have purchased the raw material and we have got the invoice. So there will be an invoice number with date. Then the particulars, that which are the items that we are returning to the supplier and their amount and the total. And if any trade discounts will be given by the supplier at that time, we need to deduct that also. And here the E and OE place is written over here, and for the owner there must be a signatory authority, that is SG Bhalera manager. So you can give it as per your need. So this is the pro forma of a debit note, and in this form we have to send it along with the goods those we are returning to the supplier. So now as you have been cleared with the pro forma, we'll see one example.